What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 5. Speak now or forever hold your peace. So the episode starts off with Stormy and Courtney. They're having a meeting with their staff at the warehouse. Stormy is telling her crew that she wants them to tighten up a little bit more with organization, making sure that the place is not in disarray with stuff everywhere, things looking half done, not complete, etc. So as she's having her meeting, I guess because she has to reprimand her crew, I don't know, Stormy gets emotional and she starts crying. Now, I understand that Stormy, she's a softie inside. She has a very tough exterior, but inside, Stormy is a softie. But sweetheart, we're going to have to stop the crying stuff in front of your staff because, they might see that as a sign of weakness and feel like they can run all over you and, be on their phones all day and socialize all day because they feel like you really don't have a lot of bite to your bark. So one employee suggests that maybe they need to hire more people because the staff that they have, which is a very small staff, I think there are maybe 5 people in total. So one of them, which I think was her cousin Junior, suggests that they should probably hire more people because they feel a little bit overwhelmed. And Stormy's business is growing exponentially. She talked about how now her products are in retail stores, grocery stores. So her stuff is flying off the shelves, right? So I'm not understanding I do understand her business is new. She's new to the whole, being the owner of a company that's growing this rapidly. And I understand that she's just trying to find her footing in the business world. So that's why her staff right now is starting off pretty slow. And of course, as time goes on, she's going to figure out how many more people she needs, if any. So she told the one that suggested that they should hire more people, which I think I said is her cousin Junior. She told him that, well, if I see y'all producing more, then I'll consider hiring more people because I guess Stormy needs to know, do we need more people because we really do need more people? Or are you saying we need more people because y'all are slacking off so the job isn't getting done and that's why y'all are overwhelmed? Okay, so Stormy's business is doing really, really well, and I'm so proud of her because Stormy is one of my favorites. I really do like Stormy. She probably is my favorite out of all the people on this show, her and Kimmy. So moving on from there, we have Melody in a very stagey type of work meeting. This whole entire scene to me was forced. It seemed really fake. It's like, I know Melody does not conduct business like this. I know that her meetings do not go like this. So what are we doing? Because everybody was sitting not in a way that would enable them to communicate better, but they were all sitting in a way for us to see them better. They were all sitting in a way that was better for, camera time. And I don't know if they had any laptops with them. I think they did have laptops, but this did not feel like a real business meeting. It seemed like a scene for Melody to let the world know that she's booked and busy because they went down the line talking about all the stuff that Melody has planned for 2023. She's got something going on with fashion in Milan and France and Paris or whatever. One person suggested that there's a possibility of her starring in a movie. She's also involved in selling her products. So I think this was a scene for her to let us know that she's extremely busy. She has a lot going on, and she just got it like that. And I mean, I got the message loud and clear. Melody is busy. So this is where she also talks about that she's going to be planning a birthday party for both her daughters, Maria and Malia. Moving on from there, we see Marceau and Tisha. This scene was also very, very staged as well to me. I don't know if the slutty vegan, if they were there really for business and they just happened to film it for the show, or if everything was staged. Like they called the slutty vegan and say, hey, do y'all want to shoot a scene? Do y'all want to shoot a scene for Love and Marriage Huntsville? And then y'all are going to talk about getting into business with the Scotts. I don't know, but this whole scene to me also seemed very stagey. So the slutty vegan, they were hosting, I don't know what this was. I don't know if it was like a grand opening of this food truck in Huntsville or what was going on, but the Scotts, Marceau and Tisha, they were allowing the slutty vegan to have their food truck on their property and to be able to use the black facility or the Black Lounge for them to host this event, whatever this event was. And in the midst of all of this, Tisha and Marceau had a meeting with the director of sales of the Slutty Vegan, and they talked about possibly doing some work together. Tisha mentions that, maybe she'll be able to find them a spot, a piece of property for them maybe to open up their restaurant in Huntsville. So all of this is to let us know that the Scotts are also making big moves. Okay, I've never heard of the Slutty Vegan, but evidently it's a pretty big, I don't know, food chain or restaurant or something. So the Scotts and the Slutty Vegan, they're going to be doing business together. So we got that message loud and clear. Later on, Kimmy and Maurice actually joined them at Black, and they talk about the Black Business Expo. And so there's still a lot of questions of exactly what are the Scotts expecting everybody to do. Is this a partnership? Is this kind of like they're going to be working for the Scotts, doing things for the Scotts and their ventures, or is everybody going to have a hand in this? So whatever the situation is, whatever they want, if everybody is going to be giving their time and energy into this, they want compensation. And Marceau has made it very, very clear that he is not going to be paying anybody. So I'm still very unclear on exactly, is this like a Marceau and Tisha thing, or is this a comeback six type of thing? Not comeback six, but the core six type of thing. Is this where everybody is going to be involved equally and share equally in the responsibilities and the profits? Or is this just a Marceau and Tisha thing and everybody else is just helping them out? I don't know what the hell's going on, but y'all need to come up with a concrete plan soon. Tisha, I need to see like a business plan. I need to see some clear and concise plans and ideas of what the hell you're doing. Moving on from there, Martell. So he is meeting up with Marceau, and they're talking about him taking his damn contractor builder's exam again because he failed yet again. And so Martell and Marceau kind of have this barter thing going on where Martell is going to be a personal trainer for Marceau to help him get into shape, and in exchange for that, Marceau is going to help Martell try to pass this builder's exam. I think that if Martell is really going to crack down and take this seriously this time, I think that Marceau might be able to help him pass this time around. I really do think so, because Marceau has a way of thinking that might help Martell see things a little bit differently and make things kind of click for Martell. But anyways, Martell's issue to me about why he can't pass this damn exam is because he's too distracted. I just cannot imagine Martell sitting anywhere going through a study guide or books or notes or whatever, studying for a test for hours on end. I don't think he's got the capacity to concentrate that long. I don't think he can like really devote a good chunk of his day just to studying. I don't think he can. And I think that's why he keeps failing. I don't think that he is stupid or dumb or doesn't know the material. I think he knows the material extremely well, but I don't know if he is willing to learn on how to take a test, because, a lot of these exams are really not about the knowledge. It's about, do you know how to take a damn test? So you can have the knowledge, but not really know how to apply it in a way to pass a test. I don't know, but good luck on him with that. So they're having a conversation about the women, and Martell is asking, when did Tisha and Melody get so chummy again? And Marceau says, I'm not really sure, but I think that they are both ready to just move on, because how much longer can y'all continue to bicker about the same old thing over and over again, season after season after season? At some point, it gets old, it gets tired, it gets extremely boring, and so they just decided to move on, turn a new leaf and move forward. So then Martell brings up his divorced parents' issues, the type of issues that only divorced parents are going through, and they feel like the rest of us are interested in it, but we're not interested in your pickup and drop off schedules, your conflicting birthday schedules. Nobody is interested in that. Go take that to your attorney. Go tell your attorney what your issues are, so your attorney can actually do something to fix it. The rest of us don't know and don't care. I don't see Marceau really giving a damn about the the fact that Melody planned a birthday party and didn't invite Martell, but invited everybody else, including her arch nemesis, Letitia. Now, when he said that, when Martell said to Marceau, I mean, she's even inviting people that she doesn't even like, referring to Letitia, that was like a way, once again, to get people to not like Mel. He wants to remind Marceau that, hey, even though they're chummy again, Melody and Letitia, and Melody even invited Letitia to her children's birthday party, don't get it twisted. Melody don't like her. Melody hates her. Like, he's trying to remind Martell that there's still beef between these two women. There's still tension between them. So, like, he doesn't want people to get close to Melody. He doesn't want people to actually be friends with Melody. So I'm like, why would you tell this man that she invited people that she doesn't like? Just, rejoice in the fact that these two women are finally getting along. So he says that whenever it's time for him to see the kids on their birthday, Melody doesn't allow him to see the children. And, Marceau was like, well, I just can't imagine, a parent denying another parent to see their children. You see, people on the outside don't really know. They don't really understand. It's not as simple as Melody's not allowing him to see the kids when it's their birthday. It's the fact that Melody has an event planned for her children that she paid for, and that Martell should not be showing up uninvited, causing a scene, knowing that him and Melody don't really get along, and trying to somehow reap the benefit of her hard work. But we'll get to that later. Moving on to Stormy and Courtney. Okay, so Stormy and Courtney, like I said, I don't know if I said this before or not, but the people that they hire to work for their company are their friends and family. And so, which is not a good mix. I don't believe in people doing business with their friends and family, but this is what she did. So her cousin Junior is slacking, and so she wants to have a meeting with him. So she calls him into the back office, and they're sitting down and they're talking, and then all of a sudden Courtney pops up. Now, Courtney's business style, or his managerial style, is to rule with fear, which I think is very old school. I'm not a manager or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that if you go to manager training, they try to get away from this idea of making people do what you want them to do because they're too scared to do otherwise. I don't think that's a good thing at all. You don't want an atmosphere of fear at your workplace where your employees are scared to death of you. And the only reason why they're doing right is because they're scared. Who wants that? So you don't want to be a pushover, but you have to find that balance. And I think that's where Stormy is. She's trying to find that balance of being Mr. Nice Guy, but still being strict enough to make them do what they need to do. Whereas Courtney is extremely old school, and he likes to threaten people with firing them or reprimanding them or punishing them. And that's how you get them to do right, is you constantly put this fear in them. You're going to, if you don't like it, you can get the hell out. If you don't want to do what you're supposed to do, there's the door. Courtney, no, this isn't the 1950s. You need to find a new way of handling your employees. But here we are. So Stormy thought that she was going to be able to handle this alone, which I think that, she should have been given that chance. But here comes Courtney. He crashes her meeting, and basically she's telling her cousin Junior that he's been slacking and that he's been coming in late all the time. Now, Junior defends himself and says, well, there's a 5-minute grace period, so have until 8:05 to show up. And Stormy says, but you've been showing up after 8:05, like 8:08, 8:10. And so he's talking about traffic, and then Courtney comes in, well, you need to leave earlier. Courtney, his way of trying to intimidate, it's just, no, Courtney, no. We've evolved from that. We've completely evolved from that. But anyways, so I guess he's been warned plenty of times before, and they've given him chance after chance after chance, because I wasn't expecting Stormy to fire him. But that's exactly what she did. She told him that this was going to be his last day and that his services were no longer needed, in my Shawnee O'Neal voice. So I was like, oh, it's like that. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought she was going to give him a chance, but evidently she's reached the end of her rope with Junior. And so now she starts, worrying about, I hope this doesn't affect our relationship because we grew up like brother and sister. And, I don't want you to be mad at me. And Junior took it well. What can he do? He was like, we're always going to be family. It's no thing. I understand that it's business. So she gets up and she gives him a hug. It's hard. It's really hard. Now, you want to hire family because you think that they're going to do the best for you because y'all are family. You think they're going to give you their all, give you their best, bust their backs to make sure that your business runs well because you think this is my family and they love me and they understand me and they want me to succeed. So I know that they're going to be doing right. But then on the flip side of that, family is going to feel like, well, because I'm family, she's going to let me slide. She's going to cut me a little bit more slack than everybody else because I'm her cousin. I'm like her brother. So she ain't going to think it's a big deal if I come in late. She ain't going to think it's a big deal if I don't meet my goals because we're family. I'm allowed a little more leeway than the average employee. And that's where the conflict is. So, yeah, I wouldn't do it. And I think she even said to herself that if you don't have to hire family, then you wouldn't have to fire family. So I don't think she's going to go that route. If she does hire more people, I think she's going to stay out of her familial pool. Moving on to Melody. So it's time for Mariah and Malia's birthday party. And everyone's having a good time. The girls look so pretty. And of course, Martell has to show up. So Martell shows up and Mel walks up to him and they go talk, not necessarily outside, but that part between the front door and the door that leads you into the facility, that little space right there. So she stops him, she takes him over there and she tells him that he needs to leave because he wasn't invited. So Martell doesn't understand. He does understand. I take it back. Martell understands perfectly. He just wants to cause a scene. He just wants to be problematic. Now, if this was an adult event and his kids were not there, I'd be like, fine, whatever, Martell, you want to be on camera. But because this was his children's event and his kids were there, it's kind of like, Martell, why? Why do you always have to be so extra with Melody when it's not necessary? Because he knows what's going to get her started. He knows what's going to get her riled up. So why do you push her buttons on purpose? That's what I don't understand about Martell. It's like you enjoy watching her get flustered. First of all, you weren't invited, number one. If you have a problem with that, you talk to her about that afterwards. Well, you don't have her, she doesn't want to give you her phone number, so you can't call her or text her. So what you should do is you talk to your lawyer. You don't get mad. You go get an attorney. You talk to your attorney. Y'all are rich enough to have an attorney who's going to be on call, on retainer, whatever you want to call it. Call your attorney and tell your attorney. Handle this through the courts. As tedious and expensive and contentious as that is, because y'all don't communicate, she doesn't want to give you her phone number, and you can't just pick up the phone and call her, and you can't just show up at her house and talk to her, and she won't, meet you halfway anywhere for whatever reason. Go through your attorney, Martell. Don't crash your daughter's birthday party. Don't sit up there yelling and cussing at people because in that little area that they were in, at first it was just the two of them. Then Melody's mother shows up because Martell has said something about, I guess in Alabama or in their county, what did she say? It was the odd numbered years that go to the mom for birthdays. So if their birthday falls on an odd numbered year, then the mother gets them for that year for their birthday. And so this was an odd numbered year, I guess. And so it was they were supposed to be with her. So then Martell says something about, well, even when it's an even numbered year, you still take them for their birthday. And then Melody said, but I invite you. And then Martell said, no, you don't. And then Melody's mother steps in and says, Martell, yes, she does. She does invite you. And then Martell got riled up. He got loud. And he was like, no, she doesn't. And this don't got nothing to do with you. And he's getting like out of pocket now. Why? Why, Martell? Why? Why do you want to be out of pocket? Why do you want to be frustrated? Why do you want to be angry? Why? And that's what's going to happen when you show up. Don't get mad. Get an attorney. Okay, and let your attorney take it to court and let the judge decide what's what. Get an order that's going to say, or that's going to enforce whatever. So if it's an even numbered year, and she had the kids for their birthday and didn't allow you to see your children on their birthday when you were supposed to have them, and you have evidence of that, take it to court. Let the court hold her in contempt. Let the court deal with her, not you, Martell. So then Melody starts threatening to call the police and this, and that. Next thing you know, Martell comes right back into the facility. He sees his children, takes pictures with his kids, and then he's out of there. For what? So we spent that 30 minutes or 40 minutes or however long it was of arguing and bickering at your children's birthday party. For what purpose? So when it's an even numbered year and they're supposed to be with you, and Melody talks about how they're going to be with her again, no. You call your attorney to call her attorney to let her know what's what, or have your attorney send her a letter letting her know this is an even numbered year per your order. They're supposed to be with the father. So I would, I would advise that you don't contact my client on this day and allow him to spend time with his children on their birthday. You have nothing to do with this. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but that's what makes sense to me. Moving on. So Tisha and Kiki are there at the birthday party. Now, when I see the attitudes and the behaviors of these women, Melody, Tisha, and Kiki was fine. Kiki was always Kiki. Melody, to me, when she had this scene with Letitia and Kiki, she seemed overly giddy. Like she was really trying to show that she was in a great mood. She was happy. Martell was gone. Doesn't have to worry about him anymore. And that she was just like really kind of going overboard with the whole giddiness and happiness and all of that. That's how I took it. And then Letitia to me seemed like, I don't know, sour. She seemed a bit sour. She seemed a little bit over it, a little bit just like not her normal self. I don't know. She just didn't seem absolutely thrilled to be there. But anywho, maybe because it's a kids party and, a whole bunch of kids can be quite annoying. Maybe she had a headache. I don't know. So Kiki's talking about how she didn't know that Tisha was going to be invited. So Tisha was explaining to her that all came about. They're all good. They're all fine. Everyone's getting along just great. But Kiki still has an issue with Tiffany. And so she still wants to have a word with Tiffany. So then they talk about how Melody's going to have this tea party and maybe Kiki and Tiffany can air out their differences at this damn tea party. And that was the end of that. Martell, get you some business. Please get you some business. Leave Melody alone. Leave Melody alone. Leave her absolutely alone. What you did was wrong. And you showed very bad daddy behavior. Because Melody also told him when they were arguing, you can see them after the skating rink party. After this, you can pick them up, do whatever the hell you want to do with them. And he was like, well, this is not the same. And Melody said, it's still going to be their birthday. Their birthday is all day. So what are you talking about? It's not going to be the same. It doesn't end when the skating party ends. So after the skating party, it's still their birthday. You can still do something with them. Take them shopping, take them out to eat. Come on, Martell, stop being a baby. I don't know if he's doing this just to be on camera. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's just annoying as hell. And, she should have had security there to make sure to keep him the hell out. That's what she should have done. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it on your way out. Please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe. And I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.